They don't wanna see me make it. Couldn't listen to the hate, it had me hesitating. Got the girl in my dreams naked, I feel so amazing. Smoking on that purple out and lit just like a raisin. Oh, they don't wanna see me famous. Try to use me as a ladder just to elevate them. Cut myself out of this circle, watch them hit the pavement. And no, I ain't taking favors, only taking payments. Yo, lately I've been aggravated. Dropped the singles in 6 months, but now they wouldn't play them. Told them I was going in, they thought I was playing.
This is that new track, huh?
Leave them in the dust with the way on risen.
Let's play it through. Let's play it out a little bit.
Money got me feeling jaded. Couldn't get it in my city, cause my city races. I knew I was gonna blow, high key I've been waiting. Always knew I was the greatest, that's why I've been so damn patient, yo. Did this all without a boost.
Do that reshare right now.
Can't fall sleeping on the floor, so how could I lose? You think that that girl is yours, I think that she cute. Now she got me kidnapped on the side of the road. Oh my mama, I swear otherwise coming soon. Yeah, it's late, but it's going up through the roof. And for the record, I'm the only one that's sending record. They disrespect us cause they mad that Lil Dirt is next up.
I like it, man. That's good. It's definitely different. It's a lot more like R&B, kind of like mellow vibes. It's definitely a radio hit too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, it's definitely a radio hit. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to DentonRadio.com tonight. We are chilling with my man Lil Dirt, a.k.a. Jabari English, a.k.a. Dirty Chin. So many different aliases this man goes by. So many projects this man's involved with, from making his own beats to writing his own raps to playing in a wonderful group called Body English.
Shout out
Man,
Body
just
English.
throwing out a new track right there, and that one was called For the Record.
Yes.
Which is a sweet, sweet track right there. Personally enjoyed it. That's why we brought it in right there, and you saw us just quietly listening as the show introduced. Once again, y'all, you are tuned into Sound Values right now. We are coming out of the beautiful Discover Denton Welcome Center, and it's getting a little warmer out there on the square now. It's not 18 degrees like last week's interview. Once again, folks, I'm sitting here with the man, the myth, the legend, Jabari English. How's it going, my man? It's good to see you. So last time we had Jabari here, man, girl can't be messaging me in the middle of this interview right now trying to stay professional. Last time we had you here, man, I mean, it was over a year ago, easily.
Really?
Easily over a year ago.
That's crazy to think.
Yeah, to think how long ago. Because I remember when the interview popped up, and it actually has, besides Carly Reese's performance video, our interview had the most views of all the interviews that I did, and still that I've done, man. It was a big one. Yeah, it was good. Like you and Sage Baker and like one other person have been right there, man. So you guys are killing it. So the first thing that I want to start off, man, is just kind of asking you, like, how you been, man? How has the growth and everything been, man? Since, I mean, we've known each other for a while now, but we always bouncing in and out of each other's realities, you know? So what have you been up to, man?
Man, I have just been trying to finish this album that I've been working on.
Okay.
And that has been like super stressful because I had all these ideas finished and all like the instrumental side of everything done, and like I wrote all the raps and everything, but I just haven't been able to get to a studio.
Yeah.
Like specifically a studio with like someone that I trust that's gonna like set me up, either engineer me right or like set me up to engineer myself right. And like I just found that. So now I'm like rushing to get everything done by the deadline I set for myself.
Okay, yeah.
So it's been like kind of like just
do you want to let us know what that new album's going to be called?
It's called ILY, which is an acronym for I Love You.
Okay.
Because I do. And that's coming out in February.
Nice.
Not saying the date yet because it's not done.
Yeah,
but
man.
in February, expect it.
That's cool, man. So did that track that we played at the beginning right there, is that kind of a sound that we can expect a little bit more from you? Or
Yes.
Is there going to be some of that filthy little dirt that I remember 2 years ago when Haley's was still over there and you were on the rafters throwing it down?
Yeah, that's going to be on there too. But it's mainly going to be more of that like mellow kind of melodic sound. Okay. Because that's really always like what I wanted to do. I just technically was like never able to do that. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to rap. Shout out J3. That is my brother. When I first started making music with him, I actually was like R&B, like singing hooks.
Yeah.
Like we had a tape called The Fields, and I was on there singing like heavy. Like every track I was on there singing.
Yeah.
And we deleted that because we're not going to discuss any further.
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, so it's good to like kind of get back to that. And that's what I'm doing on this ILY is like kind of like getting back to a more melodic sound. Because that's really like what I want to do with my music.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I was just thinking this actually last night too. I was driving and I realized that like I was kind of starting to veer away from making a lot of sampled beats, and I was starting to make a lot more of original music lately. And I was kind of wondering, like, I remember hearing a quote from one of my favorite producers, the guy in Pretty Lights called DVS, Derek Vincent Smith. And they asked him, like, what made you want to make this music? And he was like, really, I just wanted to make the music that I wasn't hearing yet. He goes, it just took a while for me to get to the point where I could play the music that I wanted to hear. And so that's kind of like I felt right now is like I've gotten to a point finally where maybe skill-wise I'm able to play the music that I want to hear. You know, I'm not hearing this, so now I'm going to create what I want to hear. Is that kind of how you're feeling? Like you've reached a point where you're like, I have the skills and the ability to do what I've originally wanted to do now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's that, and also I feel like what I wanted to hear has kind of like changed a little bit too. Because like, I started out making music with like super heavy influence from Awful Records. I know I talked about them in our last interview. If you haven't looked them up since then, you're messing up. Go look them up. But Awful Records like really influenced me, and like all the first music I was making was like just them, really, like with like my flavor added to it. But now this is like more like all me, so kind of like less influences and like more of the music that I wanted to make starting out, like minus all of like the industry influences.
One of my I remember I was reading on Reddit one day with somebody was like, how do I sound like this? And this one person had a really good, because somebody was like, stop trying to sound like other people and just sound like what you want to. There was another guy who responded really well, who he said they might not want to sound like this person. They might just want to know how that producer or singer does what they're doing so that they can integrate that in their own way and style into their music. You know, so like, for instance, like I wanted to know, like, how did Stolen Drums do what he did with his hi-hats? Like, how did he do that? I didn't want to sound like him. I just wanted to know how he created those patterns so then I could put that into my own style, you know, as where if you try to sound like somebody, you're just going to sound like garbage. If you try to sound like someone else, anything but yourself. But it takes time and exploration in the music to find yourself and your own sound.
Agreed.
You know? And so how did you go about kind of discovering that the sound that you wanted to do on this new album?
It's funny that you mentioned this because I'm like super passionate about this. I was just on Twitter ranting and like, be yourself, stop copying other people. But the sound that I wanted to do on this particular album, IOY, how I like came to kind of like decide that that's what I was gonna be. It's kind of like what you're saying, just through experimentation. I'm always trying to learn like different styles of production, mainly. You know, I'm always trying to figure out like, man, that's one thing that I always do is I'll listen to a beat on the radio or like on SoundCloud and I'll be like, yo, how did they do that? And I'll go get an FL and like try and make the beat over again. And I do that all the time. And just through like exploring different sounds and then like in the midst of that on accident kind of like making stuff that's like, oh, I like this, like I'm gonna kind of go in that direction a little bit further. It wasn't what I was originally trying to do, but like the end product ended up being something super lit. So like through that I kind of ended up like coming to something that I kind of consider to be my sound now, and like just trying to further that as like what's bringing me to ILY.
For sure, man. I feel that. Do you ever, I like how you mentioned like I meant to do this and then this happened. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go with that. I feel like do you feel like some of the best music comes from those moments?
Yes, totally. When I released a mixtape called Thanks Ben, my homie Ben Butcher, he built me a laptop to make music with because I didn't have one from scratch, just gave it to me and he was like, here you go, like you need to go out there and put your music in the world. And I was like, man, so I dedicated a mixtape to him. All of the vocal presets on there, like all of the editing, I was just clicking around trying to figure it out. Like, and I was like, man, this is dope. So everything on there is on accident, and then like since then it's become something that I've done more regularly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Man, I had an accident happen recently with a new track that I'm working on, and I was so like scared that like something was gonna happen to my computer that like I immediately like exported all the stems out and put it on my external hard drive and was like, this ain't going anywhere. If it does, it's right here. And it was one of those moments where like you're playing on the keyboard or whatever, you know, just kind of jamming, trying to find something.
Yeah.
And then like I popped like a few notes out and left a few notes in, completely just, you know, clicking on where I thought this needed to be after playing, and it just gave me this like sound that I've probably like not even a sound, but like a note progression and feel that I've tried to probably do for like 3 years. And I was just like, ha ha, like it happened. But I agree with you, man. It can be difficult as a producer and as someone who makes beats, especially in raps, because there's so many options. Yeah. There's so much you can do, and you're like, well, is this as tight as it could be? It could be cooler, but I'm always like, well, there's always the next track. The next track maybe has that skill, has that vibe or that feel.
Yeah.
I've had times where I'm like all of a sudden come up with a hi-hat pattern and I completely trash everything I've just worked on, and now it's like, this is the focal point of how this beat's going to become
all
something new.
All the time. I think my like FL Studio, I have crazy amounts. I've had to back it up onto like hard drives because all my project files, I've got a system now. Normally, I'll just like mash the keyboard to name something and then just save. Yeah. But now, like finished stuff, I've been capitalizing. So it'll be like a capitalized mash. And like I know that that's like, but I have like thousands of just like one pattern, like one 808 thing. Like, because I'll start there, then get a new idea and just like save it and go to something else, or like start all the way over again. What
do you start with whenever you start working on a beat?
Do
you start with drums? Lofty beats, please, Dirty.
Yeah. I usually start, it really depends. I've strayed away from sampling recently because I wasn't able to get my stuff on Apple Music.
Okay.
I use a Nintendo sample, and they're pretty strict about that. So they didn't let it get on there. But if I'm using a sample, I usually start there and like chop it up first. But any other time, it was really like a toss-up. It depends on how I feel and like the mood of the beat. If it's like leaning towards something more aggressive, I'm going to do drums first. Okay. But if it's like chill, wavy, like melodic, like that's like the more important part, and that needs to be like done first. The drums are like a second thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I do the like kind of depends, like you were saying. If it's sampled, I'm starting with the sample first. I'm gonna get that loop on proper, have a 16-bar loop, and then I can go from there and start chopping it up a little bit more. If it's starting original, then you know I'm gonna start with drums because that's gonna give me a rhythm to play to and come up with something. So now one thing that I wanted to ask you, man, you know, so we talked about how you start with a beat. You actually have this one track, and I wish I knew the name of it. But it's very plucky, and I always bring it up to you. Like I really like it's like bring, you know, bring, bring. That's one of my favorites by you, man. Like it's just it's a different style, you know, and it's playful, and it's just a good beat, man. So I really, really like that one.
That's called Double Dose, and it's on my SoundCloud. Go.
Oh, it is? Okay, now I got to go listen to that.
Yeah, it's called Double Dose, featuring Level 9. That is also my brother.
Okay, yeah. Level 9, man. He pops up on my my Instagram from time to time, you know.
He was just in here when they interviewed Miller Mayer.
Okay, he was one of the cats out there. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So my next question for you, man, is how did you get involved with Body English?
Okay. You want the real story? I'm gonna just keep it 1,000 because that's what I do. Always keep it real.
Always 1,000.
So, my ex-girlfriend invited me to go check them out, and was like, yo, you got to see this band. They're tight. They're killer. So I show up, check them out. I'm like, yo, they're tight. They're killer.
Yeah.
And then I get booked to come open for Body English alongside Lofty Beats in the comments right now. I see you, boy.
Yeah.
So me and Lofty open up for Body. This is during their summer sessions.
Okay.
Which I think was just like recent summer. I don't know, time flies. But so I'm opening up for them during the summer sessions, and then the first time I don't think no one was there to hear me, but like the second time that I opened up for them, Joe James, the drummer, frontman of Body English, good guy, terribly not handsome, he's just really unattractive.
Totally, dude. Yeah, exactly.
No, but I think he was there to hear me, and he was like, man, yo, this guy is tight. So they asked me to come like just join up with them and do a song, I did These Walls.
Okay.
And that's like something in regular rotation now. But
Yeah.
it started out with them they just had me come on one time and they were like, yeah, do These Walls with us. We're going to do it for the first time. And it's crazy because like now I'm in the band and like, we do that song all the time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And it started with that.
That's awesome, man. So, yeah, like Body English, Lofty Beats, Diamonds on Ocean, Wavy, I'm Coasting.
Those are the lyrics to Double Dose.
That's awesome. Man, Body English is one of those groups where you love to go and watch them, but at the same time you hate it because it makes you jealous of how cool and smooth the group up there is at the same time. Because like one of my favorite was just coming to those open jams at Bearded Monk, because I could get up there and I could flow and rap and just have fun with y'all. And that kind of music is just so much fun to rap over. You know, you can really come up with some fun mellow flows. And so yeah, man, I just remember there was this bit of like a good kind of jealous envy. I don't even know like what the right word for it is.
That competitive spirit.
Yeah, that competitive jealousy. Like when I see like Juicy the Emissary doing something and I didn't do it. Or
Tell
like,
me about it.
Yeah. Shout out to Juicy. He's actually down at Dan Silverleaf right now. Actually, that's about to end here in like 6 minutes. I was there earlier for the Mood, which they do, and he's always he was playing some beats down there, or like just some samples that I was like just beats. What is your SoundCloud? Caleb Williams wants to know.
LIL space DURT space P1. Lil Dirt P1, which stands for Player One.
Yeah, Player One, like video games, man.
That's me.
Yeah. Okay, man. All right. So that's how you started working with Body English. But then y'all got to play Octopia, which was really cool, man. So tell me about that experience. Where did you play at Octopia? What was that like for you, the whole process?
So I'm super fortunate to have been on Octopia 3 years in a row. That's just wild. But we were just approached. And, Matt Battaglia asked us if we were down to do Octopia. We said, yeah. I'm trying to think. We played at Trees. We played at Trees. And it was just, the vibes were awesome. Right before we were going to go on, man, the power in Deep Ellum went out. Like, I think it was like, I don't know, a transformer blew up outside or something like that. Right before we were about to go on, like, they're about to open the curtain and be like, all right, and now Body English. And it's like, like, blackout. Like, Deep Ellum blackout for like 5 minutes. Yeah, so that was like rough. Like, that definitely got the nerves going.
Yeah,
I was
you're like,
man.
oh gosh. Me and Jake know a thing or two about power blacking out on us right before the show starts, man.
Yeah, so
not fun. But of course, a Denton festival happens in Dallas, so there's got to be one problem.
Yeah.
You know?
It was like
Battaglia can't have it too easy down there, you know. So what was that like playing at Trees, man? Because I've never been on one of those. I've been at Drugstore Cowboy, but I've never been on one of those kind of bigger stages where you go and you see bigger touring acts. You know, like you can go there and go see Bone Thugs and Harmony at Trees or The Door in those spots, man. So what was it like? Like, do these places have like green rooms in the back, or is it
not Tree? Or we weren't in the green room.
Yeah.
We kind of just like pulled up, set up, and did our thing.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go see the other stuff that was going on that day. The day before it was amazing. 21 Savage was really good.
That's cool.
His visuals, the craziest thing ever. I'm a big fan of Friday I love horror.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Friday the 13th. That's my favorite. I love Jason. And all of his like on-screen visuals behind him while he was rapping was like CGI, like Jason, like doing like the machete stuff, like everything. It was crazy. It blew my mind. But I think just when you're on a stage like that and you have the lights on you, like the powerful lights, like, I don't know, it just inspires me to like perform more. Like, I think about it, like, I felt the same way when I was like a kid and I would be in the musical and like they'd have like the spotlights on in the musical. Yeah. Because a lot of the times when I'm performing or if like I'm DJing or doing something, it's like dark, like I'm in the back, like I'm doing my thing. Even when I'm performing, even at Andy's, the lights will be on, but like it's still like kind of dark in there. At Trees, it was like huge, like big bright lights front and center. The sound in there was great. Like just seeing the people, everything, the energy, being inspired from like seeing 21 Savage and Lil Yachty the day before, like just got me fired up. Like, man, okay, like tomorrow's my day to like shine. And just being up there with all of that stuff and like combination just made me really want to like perform more than I've ever done. Because normally I get up there and like I'll do my songs, but like the performance aspect of it isn't always there. Like I try and like always like pay attention to the crowd and like get involved and like do all that extra stuff, but like I'm like consciously thinking about it. When I was performing at Octopia, it kind of just like happened.
Yeah. I mean, when you're on stage with Body English, because like I was saying, you know, there's these two different sides that you'll see from you. You know, you're much more mellow on stage with them, as where you know, you'll kind of step away at times. Like when it's not, you'll kind of step back, and it's like an opera, dude. Somebody's got their aria where they come and stand out. It's their time. Carly stands out, and it's her time to go, and then you'll kind of step back in. As where when I used to see with like Cannellini and Lil Dirt and stuff, like I said, it was just far more aggressive and energetic, and I enjoy both sides. You know, and I think that's a positive. That shows a very positive light on you. It shows your flexibility as an artist. I can go hard when I want to go hard. I can be smooth and sensual when I want to.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, there's where the party's at. Yeah. The dope thing about Body is that everyone in Body English is sick. Like, nobody is bad. It's not like you have a band where like, you know, you have a bassist, but like the bassist is the bassist and like he just holds it down. Like, no, the bassist has chops and can just like go ham. Like everybody
in that group could blow you away if they wanted to.
So sometimes you got to step back and just let someone else shine, because like everyone in that band deserves to shine. Like everyone is so good.
Precise. Like I remember when me and Pudge saw him for the first time, like I couldn't leave. Like I had to, and I think I was teaching at this time. I was teaching 8th grade U.S. history, so I had to be up at like 6:30 the next day, and I was like, I can't leave, man. This is too much of what I want to see in the scene. And like that's the one thing, because I've seen some stuff. I've seen you, Joe James. You kind of, it seems like you might be leaving this town, maybe. But I don't want that to happen, because the projects that guy has created and has put together are awesome, man. You know, like I enjoy the shows, I enjoy the vibes. I wish that guy just the best, you know, because he definitely deserves some good stuff to come his way. I'd say that much.
He is a good dude, and he has been trying to get me to go to the High and Tight Jam. Literally since I've known him, and every single time I have a different reason to not go. So like before he's out of here for however long, I have to go with him to High and Tight. Like,
So, wait, what is the High and Tight Jam?
I don't even really know, but from what he's told me, it's like an open like jam session where like a lot of dope musicians gather, kind of similar to like the Bearded Monk open sessions where like they have a band there holding it down, and like people can come in, you know. If you're a drummer, you can get on the drums and play. If you're a guitarist, you can get up there, plug your stuff in, and just go off. That's if you're a vocalist, like, and it's like a jam session.
Very
and it's
cool.
Like super popular from what he's been telling me.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. Do you have any do you have any shows coming up soon? What do you got going on?
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna have to at some point. Actually, I can do it right now.
Put it on blast. Man.
Yeah.
What do we got?
I've got Reckless Prodigies.
Okay.
Number 2. Or is that no? It's Destructive Prodigies. I don't even know the name of my stuff. It's Destructive Prodigies 2, because we did one before, like last month or something like that. And it's actually a house party show. Okay. But it's gonna be super killer. The lineup is insane. I'm gonna tell you everybody that's on there right now. Let's pull up my little notes. Of course, it's gonna be me on there. Yeah. It's gonna be Level 9, J3's Journal, Kid Euphoria. Everybody in Kundalini is performing. Okay. Then we have Nikolai Rye and Elijah Heaps. Yep. You might know them if you live here. I was
gonna say these guys are probably on there.
Yeah. We have Dank Sinatra from Austin. I know, his name is awesome. He also goes by Lil Tokyo.
How has nobody said Dank Sinatra before? So good, dude.
Yeah, so Dank Sinatra from Austin is going to be there, and Tsunami Wave. I don't know where he's from. Sorry, Tsunami. And those are our special guests. We also have Jules and Level 9 as like our headliners.
Okay, cool.
And Jules is out of Dallas, and he's really, really cool. He's kind of like a real like aggressive like kind of trap artist. It's like something that you want to like rage and like mosh to.
More that heavier stuff.
Yeah, that's the vibe. It's gonna be a house party, but we're gonna be packed tight.
You know,
like, I ain't got.
What's up, Pudge? How you doing tonight, man? You know that I have nothing against house parties. No, because that's how we met. That's how we became friends. And that's the thing, man. I don't even remember the first time we met. I'm guessing it was through J3 and that house.
Yes.
Or it could have been through Christy. Because, like, you remember Christy? She had the dreads, short girl. Yeah. It could have been through her because that's how I met, like, J3, and that's how I met Lofty. So, really, that is how I met you, was through her. She's who introduced me to your group of friends and all those cats. And then y'all wanted to throw shows, and we needed some PAs, and I happened to have some PAs.
Yeah.
And I remember, and I'll apologize to you for this, but I remember years ago, it was New Year's Eve, and I was ready to bounce. Like, I had done my set, and I was ready to, like, me and Jared were ready to leave, and, like, we were going to go do our thing, you know, because it was like, it's New Year's, man. Like, we're 21. Let's go. We were, like, 25 at the time. We were like, let's go have some fun. And I remember you asked me if you could use my PAs, and I said no.
I remember that.
Yeah, I said, I'm sorry, man, but I got to go. Dirt, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I
No,
told
it's
you
okay.
no all those years ago.
It's all right. It's all right.
It was nothing personal. It was the time and place type thing that was going on at the moment.
No, it's one of those things where shout out to Musicians Hub, which I heard recently
They shut down.
Man.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yep.
But they are some troopers, man, because I've rented their stuff and taken them to some house parties where, like, it's like wall to wall, people pack like sardines, and just like in a situation like that where everyone's getting pushed around, having fun, having a good time, sometimes
Those PAs go down.
Those PAs go down. Like, it's like dangerous. And like, I totally understood, because if I owned some speakers and like people were raging and like literally the speakers on the pole and it's like doing this, like, I'd be like,
I can remember having to, like, catch my stuff a few times that night, and then, like, a year later, like, the same thing happened where, like, where we were having I remember it was a New Year's Eve party again, and like a fight broke out and stuff started getting knocked over, and that's when I was like, I'm out, and like packed my stuff up and had to roll. J3 got all mad, and he was like, I'm performing no matter what y'all say.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll go a cappella if I have to.
Dude, that's what I love about J3. He's so passionate that, like, he'll have like these moments, like these huge, like, Kanye-esque like moments, but like, that's iconic to me. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone is like made for that and like bred to like be that kind of like a superstar where you can just like have like this huge like diva moment and it not be like, to me at least, it not be like annoying and too much. It's just like, wow, like, this guy is like so passionate.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've been friends with the dude forever, so I was just like, I just told him, I was like, look, dude, I gotta go. Like, the cops just came. They told me I have to stop. Like, this is my EQ. Like, if they come back, I'm gonna get like a $500 ticket.
Yeah.
Like, the PAs aren't worth that much, man. I'm sorry,
J3 don't
dude.
care. He will stand on top of a rock in the middle of nowhere and still perform.
That's
like,
fine,
to
man.
Everyone
Exactly.
that's there, like.
Yeah. No, that's what's great, man. But those were some good times, and I'm glad to hear that, like, the house scene is still going down. So when is this house show? Is it this weekend?
It is this weekend. I was gonna say that, and I put the thing.
I was gonna say, like, if you want to say the address and all that, you can, but sometimes
we're gonna post it.
Okay, it's gonna be posted. All right, so take a look. Keep an eye out for Destructive Prodigy 2.
Yes.
Man, I've got an interesting show. March 31st, I'm actually gonna be playing at a skating rink.
That
so I'm
sounds
gonna disco it out.
sick.
Yeah, so you got to show up in your best disco attire to the skate rink.
Heck yeah.
So it's pretty cool, man. Yeah, a skate rink down in Louisville hit me up, and I guess it's hit up a few other artists too, asking if we want to come play. So
that's tight.
I think that's pretty cool that a skate rink is reaching out to us. So,
can you ice skate, or is it like a roller skate?
I can ice skate and roller skate.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
So
I played hockey for a little while, so
yeah.
You know, I still got my roller blades too. I still got my Missions in my closet. I can slap those bad boys on anytime and just hit the streets hard, man. I'm gonna start doing that, man. I'm gonna start just rollerblading around the square more often.
That's awesome, dude. Honestly, if I see you rollerblading, like, my life would be made.
Pick up some
like,
blades, man. Grab some tights with me.
I'll skate behind you on my board.
Okay, yeah. You don't want to be seen as a fruit booter?
There you go.
I feel that, man. That's all right with me. Cool, man.
Destructive Prodigies, by the way. Sorry to cut you off. It's on the 27th.
Okay, cool. That's what I was actually going to ask. I was going to be
kicking off 8 p.m.
27th, 8 p.m. Destructive Prodigies. Look out for that address. We're not going to blast that on here.
No.
Shout out to the boys who've been tuning in so far: Lofty Beach, Pudge Brewer, Caleb Williams, and then we got Brooklyn Stand Up Jackson. What's up, man?
That's the man.
So
literally the first song I ever made was also with Ben. He used to work at Best Buy.
Okay.
He used to work for Geek Squad, and he used to have the hookups on everything because he would just like go buy stuff from Best Buy and then go return it after we were done. But he like bought all this stuff to record, and like in the closet, we were just like in there like freestyling and like not actually being serious, or like we thought we were, but it wasn't. And Brooklyn was there for all of that, like the very beginning. That's like the start of like me making rap music ever, was just like in Ben's closet.
That's awesome.
And it's tight just because from that he had like seen potential in me to like give me the computer and like get me to like where I am now.
Yeah,
and it's sick.
Man, I think that's what I'm saying though, because I can remember, coming over to to J3s and Garen and Steven, when everybody lived together. Yeah. When everybody lived together, it was like if you went over there, you walked into J3's room, y'all were sitting there making beats.
Yeah.
And Dimitri, might be there with y'all.
Shout out Nesto.
Who doesn't make beats at all. Never made a beat
he doesn't
in his life.
Make beats. He would just be there.
He just hangs out. Yeah. But y'all would be there, and I can even remember. I mean, this is like I said, 3 years ago, that I can remember walking in and hearing good stuff coming out of there. And when I saw y'all, this is what I'm saying. Like, I have had faith in you, J3, Elijah Heaps, Nikolai, those guys. There's other cats.
Yeah.
But y'all three were the dudes who I could go to a kitchen. Like I said, I have brought that performance in the kitchen up so many times. Man. Because the most turned I've ever been in a kitchen ever.
That was a night to remember.
And there was like 15 of us there. Everybody's just jumping up and down, having a blast. But that's the thing, when you're in a kitchen, there's 15 people. It's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
And those are the moments where like you remember that, So like when I see like you on stage at Octopia, I'm just like, man, that's what I like to see, like that's what I like to see. My friends who I was in the kitchens with, who I was throwing shows with, who I was having fun up there performing in front of all these people with a group. And also he's got 21 Savage and Lil Yachty and Fantagram and all these other big names out there.
Elias.
What's Elias? All these other big names, and you're a part of that, man. So it's just so cool to watch that growth happen, And what up, Connor?
Yo,
what up, Connor?
Shout out Hatfield. He's gonna be performing at Andy's really soon.
Why do I feel like I know Connor Hatfield?
You do, because he's the nicest guy ever.
Why do I feel like I know this dude?
He's super nice.
What does he play in? Or is he a rapper?
He is a producer. Yes.
Okay.
You might have seen him around.
What does he go by?
Hatfield.
Man, I have never seen, but the name sounds so familiar. I'm sorry, Connor. If we've ever met, dude, let me know. I'll let one of the kids I work with know that there's another Connor out there who spells it with an ER.
He needs to be on Breakfast and Beats. And I'm saying this right now.
Like, Lofty had jumped on the booking of that because
he's big dog now.
Yeah, because I was like, hey man, I'm gonna be doing some other things.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, I'm all about it. So he's actually got it booked into like March now. And Lofty has a much better presence on like Twitter and Instagram than I do. And so just the overall idea, for him to start doing the booking for that was just a better idea anyways. Because, it's like I could reach out to a lot of cats, but I don't do Twitter. And my Instagram's not as popping as Lofty's.
You're not a supreme edgelord like Lofty.
No, I don't. No, man. So I'm hyped on that.
You're a pheasant.
Yeah, I guess. But I'm hyped that he's really taking that on more, and then that opens me up to like I said, like we're doing that anime lo-fi hip hop event that's going to go on in the J&J's basement. We're going to have Breakfest, which is going to be a festival for all the producers and stuff that's going to happen over the summer. So there's a lot of stuff that like I can take on now that Lofty was just like, yo, I got this. So I was hyped on that.
Speaking of anime stuff.
Yeah.
So, I just feel like I should just formally say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
But look out, stay tuned. There may or may not be some anime-related stuff going on at Andy's that your boy is definitely, like, 10 toes deep in, super involved in.
Well, that's why I was like, I got to bring this up to Dirty right away because I know he knows more than even I do.
Yeah, that's my aesthetic.
Yeah, man. There's, I've been pointed the direction to some. Have you watched Godzilla yet? Like, it's on Netflix. It's like the new anime Netflix Godzilla.
Okay,
like,
so I'm sleep on that because I watch a majority of my anime on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
So all of the Netflix animated series or the like anime on Netflix, I don't like see them when they first come out. Like I just started watching Neo Yokio.
Okay.
And it's really good. Have you seen that? Jaden Smith is the lead and like kills it.
That's
so
awesome.
Good. He looks like Lil Uzi Vert in that.
Yeah. There was one called I think it's called Ajin. Either Ajin or Najin.
Yo, Ajin is really good.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was my introduction to anime. Like I watched Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, but it was the first time that I ever watched something that like was not that wasn't English dubbed, you know, where I watched it and it was, and man, it like, dude, it was one of those shows where I would get up like before work and I would turn it on and watch it. I'd go at home for work for a break, I'd turn it on and watch it because it was so good, man. It was intense, and the sound, like the basically just like the production of the sounds that happen in that show are ridiculous. Like when they're like shadow being things come to life and they're fighting, dude, those noises are intense.
It's pretty tight.
They're violent. It's crunchy, man. I love it, man.
Dude, Level 9 actually put me onto that. I think I was mad that day or something like that. And I like came in the room like, and I was like, dude, what are you in here doing? And he was like watching that show.
Yeah. Do y'all live together? Or?
No.
Oh, okay. No. You live next to like right by Lofty though, don't you?
Yes.
That's
we're neighbors.
Yeah. See, that was always something I wanted, man. Was like to have an apartment, because you know how apartments have like certain buildings, to have like the whole side of an apartment be like you and 3 of your homies. Like he's got a spot, you know. So you just knock on the door at any time. Like, what are you doing over here, man?
It's
like,
almost like that because he's 1 floor up, but like as soon as you go up the stairs, it's like right there.
Yeah, man. See, that's like, y'all boys nerding? Pudge, get out of here, man. Just trying to have a good time. You wish you was up in here nerding like this, man. So, well, man, Dirty, that 45 minutes just flew by, man. That's ridiculous.
Crazy. Yeah,
it goes by real fast, man. But just to kind of recap what all we've talked about so far, man. So we're talking about the new album that you're working on, IOI, and then we've talked about making instrumentals. You're gonna have a bit more of a mellow sound. Mm-hmm. You know, we've got on the 27th at 8 p.m. Destructive Prodigy 2. That's actually gonna be a house party. So when y'all do your house parties, do you guys have people who have PAs now, or do you go and rent, or?
So it used to be Musicians Hub because that was just like the best bet.
Yeah,
that stuff is you could throw it off the top of a building and it still works. Like, but now that that's not a thing, we're using the homies now. Shout out Meddling Kids Worldwide. They're like a group that's like based out of Denton.
Very cool.
They're super dope. If you haven't checked them out, go check them out on Facebook. They have some really sick videos on there. They have some like funny stuff and some more serious stuff too. Meddling Kids,
like they're meddling.
Yeah, like, hey, those meddling kids. Shout out to people outside. Hey, how y'all doing?
Shout out to all the people.
Dude,
outside.
They got Denton hats on. I want one of those.
Guys walking
those are
with
super sick.
Beer?
Yeah.
Just be on your way, fellas. Do what you got to do.
Nice.
Cheers. I don't even know the rules anymore, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Testing the limits of the law.
We do. We won out here.
You know how that works out.
Welcome to Denton, where you can just walk down the street. It's in a glass, by the way, because y'all can't see. It's not like a can. Like it's literally like from somewhere.
I think it's actually more okay that you do it with a can than a glass.
That's what I'm saying.
We're gonna ignore that. Yeah, I don't know the rules here, but they will soon enough, most likely, man. Well, bro, before we go, man, is there anything else you want to talk about? Because we've had we've talked before, but it had been a while, so I just wanted to get you in and kind of talk about stuff that's been going on and things in your life, man. But we just covered so much in a quick 45, 50-minute span, man. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
There's so many people I want to give a shout out to. I gotta give a shout out to Hex Tape. That is like my twin right now. Like we just connect.
She that girl who's been hanging out with you?
Yes. Okay. She's an artist, actually. She's a rapper.
No, I've heard it.
Yeah. You gotta, everyone that watches this needs to go follow Hex Tape on SoundCloud, like Hexagram, but it's not because it's a Hex Tape. There's an artist named Hexagram. Dope, but we're not gonna talk about him. Hex Tape. Go follow her on SoundCloud and like everything else. Like she's super dope, and I'm a Gemini. Mm-hmm. Like that's my astrology. So,
me too.
Yeah. So really?
Yeah, I'm a Gemini. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
June
know
12th.
that, man. Dude, that's probably why we're buds.
June 12th, 1987, man.
Taking over everything.
Yep, exactly. Coming for you.
So she's also Gemini. Like she has 2 Geminis in her astrology, and we just like vibe super well on like everything. Like I don't know. We're different, but we're just different enough so that it doesn't get boring to hang out with her. Like we're not exactly the same.
Yeah.
But it's tight. So I've been hanging out with Hex Tape. Go check her out. I was going to shout out with Meddling Kids Worldwide, Ascendant Apollo. Like, that's the dude. Shout out Rose. Shout out Grayson. Shout out all those guys. Shout out Derns. Shout out them. Because I think they might be the ones that are going to be supplying the PAs and, like, lights and stuff for the show.
Very cool. Very cool.
So they need to get a shout out. Shout out everyone in Kundalini. Shout out Corey the Poet. Shout out Kid Euphoria, J3's Journal, Level 9, myself. Shout outs to me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Shout outs to me. Shout outs to the Bass God. Shout outs to Pit Stop Collectives and I'm sorry. Reckless Prodigy. I don't even know why I didn't remember that. But they're the ones sponsoring the show. And if you haven't, got yourself a hoodie or whatever to stay warm, they got some.
Cop a hoodie.
Go cop a Reckless Prodigy hoodie. They have one. Hoodie. I should have worn it. It says Prodigy, but it's like Cartoon Network.
Oh,
where it's like the
cool.
checkerboard.
Yeah.
Super, super cool.
That's awesome, man. Very cool.
Shout out to Connor. Thank you for tuning in. Hatfield. Along with those guys, they're called Kitchen Sink HQ. It's run by a guy named Melee Max.
Okay.
And he's a homie. He's got some good music too. I think he's based out of Fort Worth. Nice. But they do stuff in Denton all the time. And that's a lot of shout outs, I think.
Yeah.
But shout out to everybody. Shout out to everyone who watches.
Yeah, shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all. Once again, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to Sound Values tonight right here on DentonRadio.com. Once again, you can just download the app. Go to your app store, click the DentonRadio.com. You can take us with you everywhere. There's music streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can check out local stuff. You can check out our interviews. You can go check out our podcast. Every single one of these interviews is uploaded to iTunes, and you can go down and you can go get that. You can go get it. You didn't get it tonight, you can go get it now on that iTunes. Make sure y'all reshare the video if you liked it. Sharing is caring, all right? I'm very excited. Up next, we've got Ellie Bell and the Denton Vibe, and it looks like Mr. Quartz Griner is going to be coming on the show, considering he's in the building right now. Yeah, so y'all stick around. Thanks for chilling with us tonight. We've had a great time here. One more time with my man Dirty Chin, Jabari English.
That's me.
Known this dude for a while. Make sure y'all keep your eye out for the new EP and go check out Destructive Prodigy 2 on the 27th at 8 p.m. We'll see you next time right here on Sound Values, y'all. Peace.
Oh, and go get the new Diva skin in Overwatch. That's my game. I've been playing it like crazy. Hold on. Shout out to Overwatch. I pulled up in the Overwatch hoodie real fast. I forgot to say this. Because I'm showing love for the Dallas Fuel this season. They're a team based out of Dallas and Overwatch going hard. Esports is like this crazy thing. But shout out to Dallas Fuel. Shout out Overwatch. Go get the Diva skin. That's all I got to say.
Peace. We'll see y'all next time.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to remind you, don't miss your chance to get your tickets to the Denton Black Film Festival happening this weekend. Also, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at classicofdenton.com.